Well, welcome everybody. It is 12 o'clock and I'm just going to jump right in. If you're ever late for these, you can jump in wherever you do happen to land in them. I definitely recommend listening to your body. If there's anything you don't feel good about doing, don't do it. And if you have any points of pain in your body that are, you know, not just a one-off, getting a physical therapist to help you with that. I appear to be cutting off my head here, so I'm just going to do a little adjustment and we're good to go. Let's all start off with a really deep volcano breath here. So what that means is palms together, inhaling your arms up nice and tall, and then exhaling them down. Doing a nice deep breath. You don't have to copy my exact cadence, but do a breath that feels right for you. Inhaling arms up and exhaling arms down. Hopefully you can see that when I'm exhaling arms down, I'm bringing my arms out to the side here. And one last one here. Inhaling arms up, 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 and exhaling all the way out. Really complete exhale as you bring your arms down. We're going to do another breath, inhaling arms up, but you're going to choose the way that you inhale your arms up. So if you enjoy inhaling arms up like we were just doing, great. If you want to inhale them up at any other method, go for that. Just listening to your own body, playing with the stretch, and enjoying that feedback from your body. So inhaling arms up, opening up through the front of your body. And exhaling arms down. Find another angle, or if you've got the perfect angle, stick with it. Inhaling arms up and exhaling arms down. This will be our last one. Inhaling arms up and exhaling arms all the way down. Take a few shoulder rolls here. Just taking a moment to feel how your body feels today, because my guess is so far today, you've been very focused on getting to work, getting the job done, doing your things. You may not have had an opportunity to check in with your body and say, oh, how are you doing today, self? Take a few not shoulder rolls, neck rolls here. Continuing to breathe. Welcome, everybody. Come back up to center with your head. And we're just going to turn to look over the left shoulder. And back to center. Turn to look over the right shoulder. And back to center. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Hang out here for a moment if it feels good. And then come back up and do the other side. Take a moment to acknowledge what a hard job your neck has. I mean, your head weighs an awful lot for this tiny little structure. So take a moment to appreciate all that your neck does for you throughout the day. And also to notice if you're more prone to forward head posture, if you tend to drop one shoulder, I do that. If you have a tendency to have an achy neck, pay attention to that. And just appreciate all that your neck is doing for you each day. Next thing we're going to do is like, if you've ever seen the Vesuvian man, you'll know that his arms are down, then they're out to the side, and they go up. So we're going to take a breath in each position. So if this is 90 degrees, I want to be down at 45, and I'm going to inhale the backs of my hands back towards the imaginary wall behind me. And then exhale them back to like a center line, as though I have a plane of glass going straight through my body here. And now I'm going to inhale them back at 45 degrees. And palms facing up, inhaling the thumbs all the way back to that wall behind me. And exhaling forward. Coming up to 90 degrees now, inhaling back, so the arms back. And exhaling down to the side. Doing that same thing where we're now palms up and inhaling thumbs back to the wall behind you, real or imaginary. and exhaling down to the side. If you need a little shakeout anywhere here, go for it. And then we're going to be doing the Y from the YMCA all the way back and down. And then one more time in this position, inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful. And now we're going to experiment with a little bit more of a stretch. So for this one, if you don't have, if you have any core imbalances or you aren't confident in your core strength, you might want to have a wall here for assistance, and I'll demonstrate both. But unassisted, we will have hands on our head, and we will be inhaling the elbows back and exhaling forward. So everybody go together. Inhaling, your elbows back in space so that they're even with your ears or maybe even behind your ears, and then exhaling forward. Here, you may want the wall, so I'll demonstrate with the wall. I'm going to have my left hand on my head, and with my elbows back in space, I'm going to inhale over to the side and exhale back up. Without the assistance from the wall, I'm just going to keep my elbows out to the side for as far back as they would like to go. And then inhale to the right and back up to center. One last time here, whatever variation you choose that's right for you. Inhale to the right and back to center. And now we'll go ahead on the other side. So either I'm using my wall or imaginary wall in my case, and I'm inhaling to the left and back to center, or both hands on the head, inhaling to the left and back to center. One last time here, inhale and exhale. Now we're going to put our hands in a different position and just see how it changes the stretch, being mindful and taking time to notice small details in our body. I'm going to place my hands now low on my body, and you can choose how it's best to do this for you. I'll have my hands on my hips, but if you want to intensify the stretch, you could have your hands behind you in this position, or you could be holding on to opposite elbows or opposite forearms behind you like this. So inhaling to, oh, I forgot what I was doing. Sorry, heart opening first. So inhaling the elbows back and exhaling them forward. If you're clasping, you'll just be drawing your whole arm back in space and then forward, but thinking about keeping the chest open. So inhaling and exhaling. As we're inhaling, making sure that you are heart opening. So opening from mid ribs up. A lot of people are prone to opening up through the front of their body down here and getting this deep sway through their lower back. Don't want to encourage that more than it already happens in this setting. So opening up through the top front of your body and exhaling forward. This time, if you feel comfortable and safe and you'd enjoy it, reach up to the ceiling with your chin to open up through the front of your neck at the same time as you are opening up through your heart, the top front of your body. Inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful job here. So now this is where you might choose to use your wall, but we're going to tip over to the side again. So I'm going to drop over left ear to left shoulder first, and then including the rest of my body in this side bend. Of course, keeping my core engaged. The transverse abdominis, drawing belly button in, sides of the waist in, lifting up through my pelvic floor. And coming back up to center. One more time here, making sure that I'm inhaling the elbows back in space, opening up through the front of my body, and then tipping and bending through the side. Beautiful. Let's do the other side now. Dropping right ear to right shoulder and getting a lovely side bend here. And exhaling back up. Inhaling and drawing those elbows back in space behind you, opening up through the front of your body here. And then dropping right ear to right shoulder and tipping over to the side. For a lovely side bend. And exhaling back up. Take a few moments to just roll through your shoulders. If it feels good, you could put your hands on your shoulders and draw giant circles with your elbows, maybe in both directions. Or maybe you like more of a windmill, so you get a little bit of an enjoyable twist here. Nice. From here, we're actually going to take care of our lower body a little bit. So if you feel comfortable, you can hold on to your, let me tilt you guys down again. So if you feel comfortable, you can hold on to your left foot with your left hand. If you don't enjoy that position, it doesn't go, it doesn't feel good, I can use a stable chair or surface to rest my foot on. And from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck my pelvis under. And then I'm going to draw my knees together to try and get a quad stretch. If that isn't enough of a stretch for me, I can move my hips forward to intensify the stretch for my hip flexors and my quads. And then if you're holding on to your foot here, you're going to do the exact same thing. First, tucking the pelvis, then drawing knees together. And then you can bring your foot and your knee back in space, maintaining that pelvic alignment. So not sticking my butt out, but tucking tailbone under. Beautiful. Gently release the foot, bring your left leg down. We'll do the other side, and again, choosing your own adventure. So the level that's right for you. Absolutely holding on to something for balance if it feels good. Always want to approach things from a point of safety. Holding onto the right foot now with the right hand and tucking the pelvis, drawing your knees together, and then intensifying the stretch to the point that it feels like the right level for you. So you're getting a little bit of a hip flexor stretch here and or quad stretch. Breathing into it for just a moment. And then gently releasing. From here, let's just take a moment and draw the biggest circle I can with my knee around my hip joint. Again, holding on for stability if that feels good. And it doesn't have to be the same size or shape circle as I'm doing, just whatever circle feels right for your body. So you might be more here or exclusively here. Either is good. And the same with the other side. On me today, this hip is grumpy, so I'm just going to let it have its time, not go too deep into the motion, and just do what feels good. Beautiful. Then our last motion today going to be to hug our knees into the chest. If you can, crouch down onto the floor and feel comfortable and stable there, go for that. If you don't enjoy that, you could also either put your foot up on an object and hug one knee into your chest at a time, really taking time to engage the lower abs, tuck the pelvis, and round through your lower back. And if it feels good, drop your head down too. If that doesn't feel quite right to you, you could also be sitting in a chair and hugging one knee into your chest at a time, enjoying that stretch, and then taking time for the other leg, rounding through your lower back here, breathing into it, and then releasing. That's all for today, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great afternoon. Take care, everyone.